Hello, beautiful learners. Welcome to another IELTS listening practice test. Today we are going to practice test number 13 and we'll practice it with answers and proper explanation for achieving band 9. So before going to start our class, I just few seconds to check out the sound quality, whether it's good or not good. Then I will start the class. Okay. Okay, I hope everything is going well and you can hear me properly and you can see everything well on my screen as I'm sharing it. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this is today's test and we are going to practice it. So let's listen first instruction for the whole test. Okay.
You will hear a number of different recordings, and you have to answer questions on what you hear. There'll be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to your answer sheet. Now turn to section 1.
Okay, I hope you got the whole instruction for this test. Now we are going to practice with question number 1 to 4, and here we have a map, I think. Okay, so let's read it. Label the map. Label the map with the following. Place. Write the appropriate letter A to L on your answer sheet. Okay. So and read. Here's some option for us. The library. Option number 1. Option number 2 has the sport building, and the third one is the Churchill building. Churchill building, and the fourth one is the cafeteria. Okay, so here's the 4 option here, and here we will have to uh, choose the correct letter from this. Okay, now let's read the map. North Gate and East Gate, South Gate, West Gate. Okay, A B C D E F G H I. These are the option. Maybe we are going to select them, and some uh, places are also named, as we can see. McDowell Building, Bookshop, McDonald Building, Outdoor Stadium, and Outdoor Theater. Okay, so let's listen it. Okay, the library, uh, we have to choose from this place, and in question number 2 we have to choose the place for the sport building. Okay, so let's listen it together. Let's okay, I hope you can see it. Okay,
Section 1. You will hear a conversation between Simon and Lisa.
Simon, I am. You're familiar with the...
You look a little puzzled. Hi, Lisa. How are you? You look a little puzzled.
Hi, Simon. I am. You're familiar with the campus, aren't you? I can't figure out where anything is.
Well, let me give you a hand then. Which places do you need to know?
First, I need to know where the library is. I haven't registered yet.
All right. You know where the North Gate is, don't you?
Yes, it's up that way, about 200 meters.
Sorry, Lisa. I'm afraid it's in that direction, and it's about 500 meters away.
Well, that begins to explain why I can't find anything. So, the South Gate.
North. Then it's a little towards the West Gate. You can't miss it, because it's really big and has a large sign on it.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Okay, he was saying that then it's a little towards the West Gate. You can't miss it because it's really big and has a long sign on it. It's really big. So which one? The option B would be library. Okay, so I'm explaining it again. Let's listen it. Okay, he was saying that it is. He was saying that it is nearby North Gate, and then he was saying that it is a little bit towards the West Gate. Uh, you can't miss it because it is really big and has a large sign on it. So big, okay, a large sign on it. So this is the this is the place for library. Okay, now we're going to listen it for question about two, the sports building. Okay, let's listen it together.
The second place I need to find is the sports centre.
That's in the southwest part of the campus. It's easy to see because there's the outdoor athletics stadium nearby.
Okay, next I need to...
Okay, I hope you got the answer because he was saying that the girl was asking for sports center, and the person was saying that's in the southwest. So you have to know which one is southwest. So this is south and this is west, and southwest is between west and south, so it can be placed in this position, okay, in this place. So southwest mean between west and south. Okay, and he was saying that that's in the southeast part of the campus. It is easy to see because there's the outdoor athletics stadium nearby. So this is outdoor stadium. So the option would be the place would be the answer. The option would be for B is I. Okay. Then let's listen for question number 3. Okay.
to know where Churchill Building is. That's where I have my lectures tomorrow. Need to know where...
The outdoor athletics stadium nearby.
Okay, next I need to know where Churchill Building is. That's where I have my lectures tomorrow.
That's back by the library. You know the building, the McDonald building, where our department is?
Yes, that's right by the East Gate, isn't it?
Right. Well,
Let's listen to it one more time.
by the
Churchill Building.
athletics stadium nearby. It's easy to see because there's the outdoor athletics stadium nearby.
Okay, next I need to know where Churchill Building is. That's where I have my lectures tomorrow.
That's back by the library. You know the building, the McDonald building, where our department is?
Yes, that's right by the East Gate, isn't it?
Right. Well, the Churchill building is opposite. Well, almost opposite that.
Not that small building directly opposite.
No, the larger one beside it.
Got it. Okay.
So the option would be E. Option would be E. So let me explain it to you, so you can so that you can understand it better. Okay. The lady was asking, okay, next I need to know what the Churchill building is. That where I have my lectures tomorrow. And the person was saying that that's back my that's the person was saying that's backed by the library. So library, we can say that there's no library. Okay, libraries here. It's a bookshelf. Okay, it's a bookshelf. So bookshelf and library as synonym word. Okay, so so and he was saying that and yeah, that's backed by the library, backed by the library, backed by the library. Then he was saying that you know, building, the building, the McDonald building. So here is the McDonald building. Okay, McDonald building where our department is asking the girl, and the girl was saying yes, that's right by the east gate. So this is the east gate, and and the man was saying that right. Well, the Churchill building is opposite. Well, almost opposite there. So opposite, it's opposite. So opposite can be it or opposite can be this, but this is not near the. Uh, this is more nearly to the east gate. Okay, and the person was saying that not that small building. So this is small and this is a bit big, as you can see. Okay, um, okay, and the girl was saying that the longer one beside it, and the person was saying that the longer one beside it, and the girl was saying, oh, got it, last one. Okay, so this is the main keyword for this or main concept to understand this place is it's close to East Gate and opposite to the McDonald building. And you can also say that it's also opposite of McDonald, but it's not. It's not more closely than option number E. So that's why the answer would be E. Okay. Now we're going to listen it for question number 4. So let's listen it.
Last one. Where's the cafeteria? I know it's next to the bookshop.
And can you see the bookshop?
Well, hang on. It's right there, here in the centre of the campus.
A great central location, if you ask me.
What time is the library open?
It's open from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m.
And the cafeteria?
8 a.m. until 7 p.m.
Is that every day? Someone said that it isn't open so long at the weekends.
No, it's every day.
Okay, I hope you got the answer because she was asking for cafeteria, and the person was saying that um, and she was asking for cafeteria, and she was asking that what's the cafeteria. I know it's next to the bookshop, so it's next to the bookshop. So next to the bookshop can be it or can be it, but it's you can if G would be the place for cafeteria. Maybe they would say that it's behind, like it's behind the bookshop. So as they say that it's next to bookshop, so next to means it's opposite to bookshop. So I think it's the more accurate answer would be option C. Okay. Uh, Okay, so the option would be C. Okay, some people are, as I'm explaining this, some people also can say that why I don't you don't choose option C. In this regarding this question, I would say maybe they would say that um, it's behind the bookshelf. Okay, so it's sometimes it's tricky for beginners, or sometimes it's easy. Maybe I don't know. So the answer would be C. Okay, now we're going to practice with question number 5 to 10. So here's the another instruction for us: no more than 3 words and a number for each answer. Okay, so
It's
okay, what time does the library opens? Okay, library open, library open time. Okay, let's listen it.
open from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m.
What time is the library open?
It's open from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m.
It's open 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. So the question is, what time does library open? So the answer would be 8 a.m. Okay, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Now we are going to listen it for question number 6. So let's find out some cue for this question. What time does the cafeteria close at weekend? Cafeteria close at weekend. Let's listen it.
And the cafeteria?
8 a.m. until 7 p.m.
Is that every day? Someone said that it isn't open so long at the weekends.
No, it's every day.
And the sports centre?
Now, if I remember,
Okay, here is a confusion for beginners, I think, because she was asking when cafe and she was asking she was repeating his question by asking and cafeteria, and the person was saying that it's open from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m. As he was saying it for uh, library, and then the girl was asking and cafeteria, and the person was saying, or the man was saying that 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. But then the lady was asking again, is it every day? Someone said that uh, um, it's not open so long at the weekends, and the person said that no, it's not, it's every day. So what does it mean? The answer should be 7 p.m. because uh, he said it's for every day, so the answer should be 7 p.m. Okay, now we are going to listen it for question number 7. When does the sports center open? Sports center open. Okay,
no, it's every day.
And the sports centre?
Now, if I remember rightly, that opens at 7 a.m. and closes at 9 p.m.
it opens at 7 a.m. and closes. So we don't need to know the close time, but we are allowed to write just the opening hour. So it's 7 a.m. it opens. Okay. Now we're going to listen for question number 8. When the outdoor athletes field be used? Outdoor athletes will be used when? Okay.
But the outdoor athletics field can only be used during daylight hours, since there's no floodlighting.
Okay, and he was saying that the outdoor athlete outdoor athlete uh, can be used only during daylight hours, since there is no flood lighting. So the answer would be during the daylight, or you can also write just uh, daylight, daylight hour. Okay, daylight hours. Now we're going to listen it for question number 9. When will Saturday's football trial probably end? Saturday's football trials probably end. Let's listen it.
You play sports, don't you, Simon?
I do. I've signed up for the football team trials this coming weekend, and I was on the athletics team at school.
When are the trials? I don't play football, but I enjoy watching.
They're on Saturday, starting at 10 a.m. The organisers said that we should expect to be there until mid-afternoon, probably until around 3.
Well, I've got things to do in the morning.
Okay. He was saying that the Saturday they are on Saturday starting at 10 a.m. and then he was saying that the organizers said that we should expect to be there until mid-afternoon, probably until around 3. So the answer would be 3 p.m. because it's afternoon. So afternoon never can be at 3 a.m. Obviously it should be 3 p.m. Okay. Three p.m. Now we are going to listen it for question number 10. When will Neil go to watch the trial?
But I'll come along after lunch. I hope you survive until then.
So do I. I think that in the morning...
Lunch? Well, I've got things to do in the morning, but I'll come along after lunch. I hope you survive until then.
So do I. I think...
Okay, so they both of them will go to watch trial after lunch. After lunch, LUNCH. Oh no, CH. After lunch, okay. But we are going to we just listened it for Neil because Neil will go to watch the trial after lunch. Okay, that's what the answer will be, after lunch. Now that's all about our part 1. Now we're going to listen it for question number 11 to 15. So here's another instruction for us: no more than 3 words and a number for each answer. Okay, so how many London Underground lines are there? How many London Undergrounds are there?
that in the morning they'll be aiming to sort out the... Now listen carefully, and to this latest lecture start with the London Underground system. Today we're going... Welcome to this latest lecture on living in London. Today we're going to look at transport. and I'd like to start with the London Underground system, also called the Tube because of the shape of the tunnels. First, you need to learn your lines. There are 12 different lines.
There are 12 different lines, so the answer would be 12. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. In which two ways are the lines distinguished from each other? Okay, distinguished means different. Okay, so which two ways, in which two ways are the lines distinguished from each other? Which two ways the lines distinguished? Okay, let's listen it.
Each with its own name. For example, the Piccadilly line, the Circle line. Each line is a different colour on the map of the underground system.
Okay, did you got the answer? First, he was saying that each with its own name. For example, uh, for example, um, let's listen it. I forgot it.
Its own names. There are 12 different lines, each with its own name. For example, the Piccadilly line, the Circle line. Each line is a different colour on the map of the underground system. You can...
Okay. I got it. So the answer would be name and color. Okay. Just first, let me write it and then explain it. Okay. Name, color, COLOR, color. Name and color. You can also write it CLOU. Okay. So as he was saying that each with its own name. For example, the Piccadilly line, the Circle line. Each line has a different color. Okay. So the answer would be name and color. Okay, now we're going to listen it for question number 13. Which zone is Heathrow Airport in? Okay, which zone is Heathrow Airport in? Airport, which zone? Heathrow. Let's listen it.
You can find the map in the ticket hall at each underground station, and usually on the platforms as well. Sections of the map are also displayed in the carriages of the underground trains. Before you begin, it helps to know which line you are starting on and on which line your destination can be found. If they are on different lines, look at the map to see where the two lines cross, and note the name of the station where they meet. That is where you have to change trains. If the two lines do not cross, keep looking until you find a third line that crosses both of the other two. Then you will need to change trains twice. You can buy a ticket from one of the automatic machines or from the ticket office. Either way, you need to know the name of the station you are going to. You also need to know whether you want a single ticket, which is valid just to get you to your destination, or a return, which gets you there and back again. Fares are based on a zone system. The more zones you travel through, the more expensive your fare is. There are 6 zones, with Zone 1 covering central London and Zone 6 covering the outskirts of the system, including, for example, Heathrow Airport. Most of the
Okay, I hope we got the answer. So June number would be 6. Okay, because in June number 1, maybe he was talking it's London central London, but Zone 6 covering the outskirts of the system, including, for example, Heathrow Airport. So the answer would be 6. Okay, 6. Now we are going to listen it for question number 14. Which on which forms transport can one day travel card be used? From transport. Okay, transport can be which transport can a one day travel the travel card be used? Transport travel card used. Okay, let's listen it.
Underground maps show which stations are in which zones. A single ticket for travel through all 6 zones currently costs £4. Depending on how far you are travelling and how many journeys you need to make, it may be cheaper to buy a one-day travel card, which gives you unlimited travel on all London Underground and bus services. The day you buy it. A one-day travel card.
I hope you got the answer, because he was saying that one day travel card which gives you unlimited travel on all London Underground and bus services. So the answer would be Underground buses or bus. Okay, UNDE under Z O U N T. No, Underground bus. Okay, Underground bus. Underground and buses. These are this form. So undergrounds maybe as can be train or some kinds of transport, or you can use bus as was saying. Okay, now we are going to listen it for question number 15. How much cheaper is a typical journey? How much cheaper typical journey using okay, let's listen it.
Covering all 6 zones currently costs £8. You can also buy an Oyster card. This is the best option if you are going to be in London for a long time. You get a discount on all tickets, usually about 10%. And you don't have to queue to buy tickets. Just buy credit for your card and then use it as directed when you enter and leave Underground.
Okay, he was saying that maybe 10%, 10% with percent. Okay, he was saying that you get a discount on all tickets using about usually about 10%. Okay, so you can get 10%. That would be cheaper for you. Okay, now we are going to listen it for question number 6 to 20. No more than 2 words for each answer. This is the instruction for us for question number 22, 16 to 20. Okay, put your ticket into blah blah when you want to use an automatic gate.
At Underground stations, you must pass through an automatic gate. Put your ticket into the slot to the right of the gate.
Put your ticket into the slot to the right of the gate. So what do you think the answer would be? The answer should be slot. Okay, slot. Slot. Now we are going to listen it for question number 17. People with blah blah can use a bigger gate to enter and leave station. Let's listen it.
When the gate opens, pass through. As you pass through, your ticket will pop up from another slot on the top. Pull your ticket out and take it with you. You need it at the end of your journey. This is the same procedure for travel cards. With Oyster cards, you hold your card over the card reader at special automatic gates. If you have baggage with you, you can go through a special larger gate where you can pass through more easily. Show your ticket to an attendant and ask him or her to let you through this gate. Most stations have long escalators leading to and from the trains. Try to stand to the right-hand side, leaving space for people to walk past you on the left. When changing trains, get off at the station where the line you are on crosses the line you need. Follow the signs for the line you need and the direction you want to go in. When you leave the system, you must pass through an automatic gate again to leave the station. Put your ticket in the slot as before. If you bought a return ticket or a travel card, your ticket will pop up for you to collect again, so that you can use it later. If you bought a single ticket, or if you are on the return trip of your return ticket, your ticket for you to go right-hand gate cards. You hold your card over the card reader at cards. Need it at the top. As you must a card and then use it and have to queue to buy tickets. Just buy credit for your card and then use it as directed when you enter and leave underground stations at the start and finish of your journeys. At underground stations you must pass through it. Will pop up from another slot on the top. Pull your ticket out and take it with you. You need it at the end of your journey. This is the same procedure for travel cards. With Oyster cards, you hold your card over the card reader at special automatic gates. If you have baggage with you, you can go through a special larger gate where you can pass through more easily.
Okay, now I got the answer. The answer would be people with baggage. Okay, BAGG baggage, because he was saying that if you have baggage with you, you can go through a special larger gate where you can pass through more easily. So people with baggage can use a bigger gate. Okay, so the answer would be baggage. Now we are going to listen for question number 18. People usually use, oh no, people usually use blah blah to get from underground level to the train. Okay, let's listen it.
Show your ticket to an attendant and ask him or her to let you through this gate. Most stations have long escalators leading to and from the trains. Try to stand to the right-hand side.
Okay, what do you think the answer would be? As he was saying that most stations have long escalators leading to and from the train. So the answer would be escalator. Okay, it's K-L-A-T-O-R, escalator. Okay, the answer would be escalator. Now we are going to listen here for question number 19. Tell people where to go if they are changing lines. Okay,
Leaving space for people to walk past you on the left. When changing trains, get off at the station where the line you are on crosses the line you need. Follow the signs for the line you need and the direction you want to go in. When you leave,
Okay, the answer would be sign. S-I-G-N-S. As he was saying that follow the sign for the line you need and the direction you want to go. Okay. Sign tell people where to go if they are changing a line. Okay. Now we are going to listen it for question number 20. You can find map in many blah blah at the official website. Okay. Let's listen it.
the system, you must pass through an automatic gate again to leave the station. Put your ticket in the slot as before. If you bought a return so that you can use the trip of your return to London Underground, check. This site also has the map and information in numerous foreign languages. Now, let's and www. Out more about the London Underground, check the official website. www. Find out more of your return. If you bought a single ticket, or if you are on the return trip of your return ticket, your ticket will stay in the machine. To find out more about the London Underground, check the official website, www.thetube.com. This site also has the map and information in numerous foreign languages. Now, let's...
Okay, he was saying that this is he was telling about talking about a website www.thetube.com like this, and he was saying this site also has the map and information in the numerous foreign languages. Okay, so the answer would be foreign languages. Oh no, time is up. So the answer would be foreign language. Okay, you can find map the many FORIENLANGUAGES foreign languages. Okay, so just give me a few seconds to re-click each answer again as we are out of time. Okay, just give me a few moments. C is E, it's E, it's I, H, it's I, plus B. You have to select B. Okay, now I'm done. So now we are going to practice with part 3 from question number 21 to 25. Okay, so here's the another instruction for us. No more than 3 words and 3 words for each answer. Okay, where is the student where is the student from? Where is the student from? Maybe they are talking about the student. Okay, so here's the student from. Let's listen it.
Now listen carefully. Good afternoon. How can I help you?
Good afternoon. My name is Helena Schwartz. I have an appointment at 3.
Ah, yes. Come in. Please take a seat. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, I need some advice about my studies. I'm a foreign student from Germany, and, well,
So she is a foreign student from Germany. So the answer would be Germany. Okay, Germany. Germany. I don't think there's not 2M. Germany. Okay, Germany. Let's move on. What does the advisor suggest the student create to manage her time. Advisor suggests the student create to manage her time.
I heard that this is the place to come.
It certainly is. So, what kind of problems are you having? It's quite normal for students to meet problems, particularly overseas students who might not be familiar with the British way of life or education system.
Well, my first problem is the workload.
That's a common problem, even with British students.
It seems to me that the biggest difference between university and secondary school is that university students have to do a lot of work on their own, and it's sometimes useful to get advice on how to take control of your time and work effectively.
You're right. The obvious thing to do is to make a schedule and stick to it.
So the advisor was saying that the obvious thing to do is to make a schedule. So the answer would be where is my cursor? Okay, I got it. So the answer would be schedule. Schedule. Well, some people it said it as a schedule, or some people say it schedule. Both are correct. Because American people say it schedule. My cursor is not working. Okay, it's working right now. So American people say it schedule, but British people say it schedule. Okay. Now we are going to listen for question number 23. What does the advisor give the student to help her with time management? Advisor gave the student to help her with time management. Okay, let's listen it.
Bear in mind that there is enough time to do the work and enough time for extracurricular activities.
You mean that I shouldn't overload myself?
Right. But moreover, be careful to spread your work out over the weeks and months. Don't do anything for a while, then get worried because you have little time to get assignments finished.
Yes, that's clear.
We get a lot of students coming to us with that problem, so we've produced a leaflet about it. You should have received one during orientation, but sometimes...
Okay, I hope you got the answer already, because he was saying that we have produced a leaflet about it. So the answer would be leaflet. Okay, L-E-F L-E-F-F leaflet, L-E-T leaflet. Okay, the answer would be leaflet. Now we are going to listen for question number 24. What is the problem what is the problem many students have with the library? So problem students have with the library. Let's listen it.
Well, here you are.
Thank you. I'll read it carefully later.
Okay, and feel free to come back if you have any questions about it.
Okay. My second problem is with research.
Are you going to complain that the library isn't open at the weekends?
How did you guess?
We get so many students complaining about that. We're trying to get that changed, but, well, to be honest, the library staff already work long shifts, and unless we can get...
Okay, the person was the girl was saying that, okay, my second problem is with research, and the advisor was saying, are you going to complain that the library is not open at the weekend? So what do you think the answer should be? The answer should be library is closed. C-L-O-S-E-D, closed. Okay, closed. Okay, or or you can also write it closes at weekends, because he was saying that the library is not open at the weekends. So you can also write closes at the weekends, or you can also set closed. Okay, now we are going to listen it for question number 25. Why does the problem exist? Okay, why does the problem exist? Library problem. Let's listen it.
Extra staff. The library has to remain closed at the weekends.
I understand.
The library staff already work long shifts, and unless we can get extra staff, we're trying to.
How did you guess?
We get so many students complaining about that. We're trying to get that changed, but, well, to be honest, the library staff already work long shifts, and unless we can get extra staff, the library has to remain closed at the weekends.
Okay, what do you think the answer should be? As he was saying that to be honest, the library staff already work a long shift, and unless we can get extra staff, so that means they need extra staff or extra employer for the library. So the answer should be, what do you think the answer should be? Not enough staff, you can say. Okay, or you can say also um, no extra stuff. Okay, no extra stuff, s t double f stuff. There's a problem, there's a lack of, or you can say there's a few stuff. Okay, now we are going to listen it for question number 26 to 30. So here's the another instruction for us: no more than 3 words for each answer. Okay, complete this sentence. Okay, now let's find the subgroups for this question. The student says she is blah blah when she is studying at home. Let's listen it.
And birds.
I know. It makes organizing your time even more important. Make sure that you get all the books you need from the library before the weekend. Then devote some of your weekend time to making notes from the books at the weekend.
The problem is that I'm easily distracted when I'm working at home rather than in the library.
Okay, she was saying that the problem is that I am easily distracted when I'm working at home rather than in the library. So the answer would be distracted. Okay, distract. Tracted, distracted. Okay, now we are going to listen for question number 27. As a result, it might be better for her to blah blah from Monday to Friday. Let's listen it.
Easily distracted when I'm working at home rather than in the library.
Well, an alternative strategy is to work longer hours during the week when the library is open and do no work at all at the weekends. Sometimes it's very useful to forget about studies for a day.
Okay, what do you think the answer should be? Let me repeat his sentence, as he was saying that, well, an alternative strategy is to work longer hours during the week when the library is open, and uh, do not work at the weekends. So what do you think the answer should be? The answer should be work study longer hours. Okay, at the weekend. Okay, sorry, at the weekdays, on the weekdays. Okay, so the answer would be work, ONGE, longer, O U HOURS, longer hours, from Monday to Friday. So Monday to Friday is a synonym word for weekdays. So if someone is talking about like weekdays, that means Monday to Friday, because internationally Saturday and Sunday are weekends. Okay, I mean it's holiday. They are holiday. Okay, now we are going to listen for question number 28. The main problem with the students' assignments is that they fail to student assignments is that they fail to blah blah. Let's listen it.
Day or two each week.
Yes, that might be better for me. I can concentrate on my work in the library and then leave the weekends free. Also, I have some problems with my essay assignments. Could you have a look at these and tell me what you think?
Certainly. Ah, I see. Well, even if you plan your writing carefully, this can come to nothing if the assignment doesn't actually answer the question. That really is the most important thing to remember. You must read the question extremely carefully and give it a great deal of thought before you even start planning or writing your first draft. It's also
Okay, I hope we got the answer already. The answer should be answer the question, because he was saying that, well, even if you plan your writing so carefully, this can come to nothing the uh, if the assignments does not actually answer the question. Okay, so the answer should be answer the question. Oh no, answer the question. QUST, question. So the answer would be answer the question. Now we are going to listen it for question number 29. The advisor has a list of people who for blah blah grammar and spelling mistakes. Let's listen.
essential to check your work for errors. Everybody makes them, and they can influence the professor marking the work. So always take time at the end to check what you have written. Many overseas students ask a British student to check their work for them. I have a short list of people who will do this for a small fee if you'd like it.
That's okay. I have several British friends.
Okay, he was saying that I have a short list of people who will do this for a small fee uh, if you would like it. So the answer would be a small fee. Small fee. As he was saying that I have a short list of people who will do this for a small fee. So for here is a for a small fee. Okay. Now we are going to listen it for question number 30. The advisor suggests blah blah with other student after lectures over a coffee. Let's listen it.
Friends. I'm sure I can bribe them to check my grammar and spelling.
Good. Anything else?
Yes, there is. I find it hard to keep up sometimes in lectures. Do you have any tips for me? I was thinking of recording them using an MP3 player. Then I can listen to it again afterwards and...
Well, a lot of people find them useful, but some people point out that you might never actually have time to listen to the recording again. Something else you could try is checking your notes with a friend after the lecture. Go.
Okay, something you can do, something you could try it checking your notes with a friend after the lecture. So what do you think the answer should be? The answer should be checking checking notes, okay, with another student after the lecture. Okay, now you're going to listen. Okay, that's all about our part 3, and we are going to start with part 4. Let's move on. So here's the another instruction for us: no more than 2 words for each answer. Okay, just keep it in your mind. Let's highlight some keyword for this question. Many organizations will pay for the cost of a volunteers blah blah to Africa. For the cost of volunteers, let's listen it.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jane Winter, and I'm here to tell you a little about the possibility of volunteer work in Africa. If you're looking for volunteer work in Africa, there are plenty of opportunities available. Let's look at the different types of volunteer opportunities available in Africa, what to expect when volunteering in Africa, and stories from volunteers who have worked in Africa. Volunteering means something different to almost every organisation you come across. Some agencies will cover your flight and cost of living while
Okay, she was saying some agency will cover your flight and cost of living while you are working. Okay, maybe. So what do you think the answer should be? Organization cover will pay for the cost of a volunteer's flight to Africa. So to Africa flight. Okay, the answer should be flight. F-L-I-G-H-T flight. Okay, some people also can say that why I didn't write living cost, cause if I write here living cost to Africa, I think it doesn't make any sense. Okay, cause if I write here the cost of volunteers flight to, that means it's running, it's flying, or it's going. That's why the answer would be flight. Or if I'm going to write living cost to Africa, it's wrong, or because there's a preposition to, so if I would if I have to write living cost, and the preposition I have to use only in Africa. So I think you got my explanation right now. Okay, so if I use living cost, then I have to use here also in preposition in Africa. So there is no in, but we can say that yes, they used just to. So flight to Africa, it's I think it's makes sense. Okay, that's what the answer would be, flight. Now we're going to listen it for question number 32. The presenter describes volunteering as blah blah, then just traveling there. Okay, let's listen it.
while you are working, and some are true volunteer projects and expect you to cover all costs for the privilege of the experience. If you're looking for a more meaningful way to spend a few months in Africa than simply travelling around, volunteering is a wonderful way to spend your time. Most jobs that last less than a year or so are going to be the
Okay, she was saying that if you are looking for a more meaningful way to spend a few months in Africa, then simply traveling around volunteering is a wonderful way to spend your time. So the answer should be more meaningful, okay? M-O-R, more meaningful. Meaningful, okay? More meaningful. Now we're going to listen it for question number 33. Jobs lasting over a year generally offer a blah blah to cover expenses. Let's listen it.
ones you have to pay for. Jobs that require a commitment of more than a year will often offer a basic stipend to cover some of your costs.
Okay, she was saying that jobs that require a commitment job that require a commitment of more than a year will offer a uh, basic stip stipend to cover some of your costs. So the answer would be stipend, okay? Stipend, the stipend, because jobs lasting over a year generally offer a stipend to cover expenses. As she's saying that she was saying that job that require a commitment of more than a year will offer a basic will listen it more carefully, will often offer a basic stipend to cover some of your costs. So the answer would be stipend, or you can also write it basic stipends, okay? Stipend. Now we are going to listen it for question number 34. People without blah blah or extensive education can expect to cover their own costs. Let's listen it.
Whether you get paid and how much you get paid will also depend on your skills and how much they're in demand. Most paid volunteer opportunities in Africa are available to those who have a university education and/or a practical skill. Engineers, doctors, nurses, environmentalists, emergency relief personnel, and teachers are among the most asked for by volunteer agencies. If an organization doesn't require you to have specific skills, then you will usually have to pay your own expenses as a volunteer. In general, most organizations working in Africa
Okay, I hope we got the answer, because she was saying that if an organization does not require you to have specific skills, then you will usually have to pay your own expenses as a volunteer. So the answer would be specific skill. People without specific skills, people without specific skills, okay, the answer will be specific skills. Now we are going to listen it for question number 35. The employment of blah blah is preferred by organizations since projects are long time. The employment of blah blah is preferred by organizations since projects are long time. Let's listen it.
try and recruit as many local people as possible rather than foreigners. since the project should continue long after you have returned home. So don't take it personally if your intention to help people in Africa is rejected. It may just be that a local person is better suited to the job. What should you expect when you volunteer to work in Africa? Conditions are usually based.
Okay. I hope you got the answer, because she was saying that. So don't. He was saying that. In general, most organizations working in Africa try and research it as so many local people as possible rather than foreigners, since the project should continue long after you have returned home. So don't take it personally if your internship to help people in Africa is rejected. It may just be that a local person is better suited to do the job. So the answer would be local people. Okay. The employee of local 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 people is preferred by organizations since projects are longer terms. Okay, because at the end of her talk, she was saying that it may just be the local person is better suited to do the job. So better person and better people are same. So you can also say a local persons, uh, or you can also write here a local person. Okay, it's okay. You can also write local person here. It doesn't matter. Now we're going to listen it for question number 36 to 4a. So here's the another instruction for us. No more than 3 words for each answer. Okay, we are going to listen for question number 36. Which two things are uncommon in rural areas? Uncommon in rural areas. Two things. Let's listen it.
Basic. Most volunteer opportunities take place in rural areas, where you may not have ready access to running water and electricity. Housing can be very.
Okay, we hope I hope you got the answer, because she was saying that you may not have a ready access to turning water and electricity. So which two things are uncommon rural areas? So the water and electricity. Okay, would be the answer. Water and electricity. Electricity. Okay, electricity. Water and electricity. As she was saying that you may not have readily. She was saying that you may not have ready access to may not. Just remember, may not have ready access to running water and electricity. Okay, so that's why the answer would be water and electricity. Now we're going to listen for question number 37. Which areas generally have more conservative population? Areas have conservative population. Let's listen it. Okay, more. That's
basic, and you will likely be staying with local families. A word about cultural adaptability. As in most countries in the world, rural communities are usually more traditional than urban centres. As you will be working close.
So what do you think the answer should be? The answer should be rural, okay? Rural. Let me explain it. As she was saying that, in most countries in the world, rural communities are usually more. Listen it again. In most countries in the world, rural communities are usually more traditional than urban centers. So the answer should be rural, okay? Now we are going to listen it for question number 38. What two new things will your body need to adapt to? Two new things need to adapt. Okay, let's listen it.
With the local population, you will have to dress and behave in accordance with what is acceptable locally. General pace of life and work is much slower than in the West. Don't expect any organisation to run efficiently and without glitches. Getting sick can be a problem. If you're spending more than just a few weeks in Africa, especially sub-Saharan Africa, your chances of getting malaria or bilharzia will also increase. Make sure you take all the medicine and precautions you need. The organisations you work with should brief you about health issues, and don't forget that local nurses and doctors will have plenty of experience with these common afflictions, probably more than your doctor at home. Initially, you may also have some problems getting used to different food and water. Anyone who has volunteered in Africa will probably tell you that the biggest impact their project had was not on the community, but on themselves.
Okay, I hope you got the answer. As she was saying, initially you may also have some problem getting used to different food and water. So the answer would be food and water, okay? Food and W-A-T-E-R, water, okay? The answer would be food and water. Now we are going to listen it for question number 39. Where do many volunteers and travelers relate their experience? Okay, let's listen it.
Anyone who has volunteered in Africa will probably tell you that the biggest impact their project had was not on the community, but on themselves. Spending time immersed in another culture will change the way you look at life and is part of the appeal of volunteering. Before you decide to volunteer in Africa, you may be interested to learn what the typical experiences are of people already in the field. Later, we'll look at a selection of volunteer stories and experiences from Africa. There are many volunteers and travellers who keep online diaries of their experiences.
Okay, what do you think the answer would be? The answer should be online diaries, okay? Online diary. D-I-A-R-I-E-S, diaries, okay? Online diaries. As she was saying that there are many volunteer and travelers who keep online diaries of their experience. Okay, the answer would be online diaries. Now we are going to listen it for question number 40, the last one. What do you need to work in African country? Let's listen it.
These contain some excellent tips about working, travelling, and living in Africa. Before that, just a quick word about work permits in Africa. Many people who travel around Africa may wish to stay and work. But just as in Europe or the US, every African country will require you to get an official work permit.
Okay, she was saying that um, every African country will require you to get an official work permit. Okay, so the answer would be work permit. Work permit. Work permit, or you can also write it official work permit. Okay, so we are done. Let's submit it together and check how much we scored. Okay, we got 8.5. It's really shocking how we got 8.5. Why not 9 out of 9? Let's see where we got mistake. Okay, here is no mistake, but where is your mistake? Okay, this is a mistake. Why it's a mistake? We wrote escalator. Oh, you have to write an escalator, or you have to write escalators. Okay, I don't think this is a mistake. It also I think I can say that it's right. I don't think it's mistake, or it's a wrong answer. Okay, let's move on. We have another mistake here. We wrote water and electricity. Oh, the answer should be running water, running water and electricity. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, it can be wrong answer. I confess. Okay, we're done. And thanks for watching this video and supporting me. Okay, so see you in the next class, hopefully. So till the next class, bye.